slower.
Aw.
This boat doesn't have much juice, so it wasn't a really good drift right there. All right. So this part of the Riverwalk we're on right now is known as the Shops at the Rivercenter, which is one of 9 malls located here in San Antonio. And at some of our other boats as we pass by, you'll notice that we have a few different designs. We have 5 different designs of the boats in total. The one we're on here today is one of our dove boats, symbolizing peace. We have a military appreciation boat, for San Antonio being known as Military City, USA. We have a sun boat, because just in case you guys weren't aware, San Antonio sure does get a lot of sun. We have a missions boat in tribute to the 5 Spanish missions located here in San Antonio. And we have a tricentennial boat celebrating the 300 plus years San Antonio has been a city. So these 2 right here are both some of the dove boats. That pink boat right there, that's one of the military appreciation boats. All right, so as we exit here, if you guys look to my right-hand side, you'll see a statue of a man holding a baby. That is known as Saint Anthony de Padua, which was a gift from the country of Portugal as part of the 1968 World's Fair that was hosted here in San Antonio, Texas. Saint Anthony is known as the patron saint of lost goods. So if you happen to drop one of those beautiful brand new iPhone 16s into the river today, saying a prayer to Saint Anthony will probably be your best bet. Your only other option is going to be jumping into the river after it. I wouldn't recommend that. I've seen somebody try that before, and he did not look like he was having a whole lot of fun. All right, coming up next, here on my right-hand side, if you guys look above the tree line, you'll see a very tall church steeple. That is known as St. Joseph's Catholic Church, founded in the year 1868 by a German community that wanted a place of worship in their native language. The stained glass windows from inside that church were all purchased from a glass factory in Munich, Germany in the year 1903 for a sum of just $3,000. They practice their heritage to this day by once a month having an all-male choir known as Liederkranz perform in German. Next up, if you guys look above this bridge and here to my right-hand side, just past the Chamber of Commerce building, you'll see a 75-foot tall red sculpture. That is known as the Torch of Friendship, which was a gift from the country of Mexico in the year 2002. It is said to symbolize the friendship between the 2 countries of the United States and Mexico, and them running together.
Oh, this is the area song.
ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾವಾಗ ಪಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಬೋಟು ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಬೋಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ Pokemon shop.
All right. Here on my right-hand side, we have one of our 3 boat locations. This one is known as Historia. Here on my left-hand side, this very large hotel building is known as the Hilton Palacio del Rio, or the Palace on the River. Built in the year 1967, just before the '68 World's Fair that was hosted here in San Antonio, Texas. Engineer H.B. Zachary was given a 9-month time frame to have this hotel completed, in which he got done in just 202 working days. What they did was they built these first 4 floors. Then from the 5th floor and up, it was done by a method known as modular construction, meaning all of the rooms were built individually as boxes. They were all brought in on flatbed trailers, and once they got here, lifted up with a giant crane and placed in one by one on each level, like a giant Lego set. At night in this area, they have a pretty good, they have some pretty good live music. Here on my left-hand side, we have the Arneson River Theatre, which is an 800-person open-air venue built in the year 1941. They host different concerts and shows here all throughout the year, usually about 2 times a week they have something here. This place will be packed with people, and there will be some sort of show here on my right-hand side on the stage. You might also recognize this stage from the 2000 movie starring Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality. I guess that stage right there is where the bikini contest scene from that movie took place. World peace. All right, here on my right-hand side where you guys see this sculpture of these cows and cowboys, that sits just outside of the Briscoe Western Art Museum, which opened in October of 2013. Some highlights from inside the Briscoe include an interactive diorama of the Alamo conflict, General Santa Anna's ceremonial sword, and Pancho Villa's last known saddle. That building the Briscoe resides in was originally the San Antonio Public Library from the years 1930 to 1968, and from 1968 to 2001, that building was home to the Hertzberg Circus Museum. This bridge we're about to go underneath here is one of only 10 iron bridges here in the United States. Whoa. And please everybody, I ask that you watch your heads as we go under this bridge, as it is very low hanging, and I do not want to hand out any free haircuts tonight. Here on my right-hand side, this sculpture sitting on this little island, that is known as Father Massenet's Table, built in the year 1991 by local artist Fernando Cathedral. It is commemorating the first Catholic Mass celebrated on this part of the river on June 13, 1691. This heart-shaped island it sits on is known as Marriage Island. Marriage Island is said to bring good luck to anyone who is married here. One of my buddies has been married here 6 times. He never stops running out of luck. I'm just kidding. But it's estimated that about 300 wedding ceremonies take place on Marriage Island each year. All right, we are now going through what is known as Old Mill Crossing, which was a popular crossing spot back in the 1800s because the river was shallow in this area. It was frequently crossed by Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders in the 1890s. Straight ahead, that building way back there, that is the Bexar County Courthouse, which is the oldest and largest continuously operated courthouse in the state of Texas. It opened its doors in the year 1897. Here on my left-hand side, this very large building. If you look all the way up to the top, you'll see an American flag up there. This is known as the Tower Life Building, built in the year 1929 at a cost of $3 million. The original owners of this building were known as the Smith brothers, who made a superstitious attempt to ward off bad business and evil spirits from inside this building by placing gargoyles at the top and these grotesque faces you can see here all along the side. Unfortunately, that did not play out so well for the Smith brothers, as the stock market crashed the same year this building was built, in the year 1929, forcing them to sell it for just 10 cents on the dollar at a cost of just $300,000.
Wow.
Not a very good investment for them. Here on my right-hand side, we have the International Center. This building was also home to the San Antonio Public Library from the years 1968 to 1998. From 1998 to the present day, it's been known as the International Center, as it houses trade offices for the likes of Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And if y'all look in this entryway here on my right-hand side, you'll see some of our boats parked in there. Here in the basement of this building is one of our 2 boat marinas. I do have to honk my horn right here, just a heads up. All right, so if you guys look up at this bridge that we're about to go underneath, you'll see a chain link fence up there with a bunch of locks on it. This is known as Lovelock Bridge. So what couples do is they get themselves a lock, they go up there, they put it on the fence, and then they throw the keys into the river, which is said to symbolize their love and commitment to each other, which is supposed to last forever. But if any of y'all on board here today aren't too certain about your situation, I would suggest using a combination lock instead.
That's good. That was a good one.
All right, here on my right-hand side, we have the Drury Plaza Hotel, which opened in the year 2007. It sits in the old Alamo National Bank building that was built in the early days of the Great Depression in the year 1929. Here on my left-hand side, if y'all look up these stairs and through the trees, back there is the oldest standing church building in the state of Texas, the San Fernando Cathedral. It was founded in the year 1731 by a group of 16 families from the Canary Islands.
Wow.
Straight ahead, this very large tree with the colorful lights on it, that is known as the Milam Tree. It is a bald cypress that stands over 90 feet tall and is over 350 years old.
Oh, that's nice.
It is known as the Ben Milam Tree because in the year 1835, Texas patriot Ben Milam escaped Mexican imprisonment, only to be shot down just a few weeks later, right out of that tree, by a Mexican sniper. All right, here on my left-hand side, we have the old CPS building, which was built in the year 1921. It is now known as the Drury Inn and Suites, which opened in the year 1998. Here on my right-hand side, we have the oldest bar here on the Riverwalk, the Esquire Tavern. It opened its doors the day after Prohibition ended in the year 1933 to a fully stocked bar. Rumor has it that before that, it was a barber shop in which men were visiting 7 days a week at night to get their hair cut. Imagine that. All right. So we are now about to pass by our third boat location. It sits just outside of the Aztec Theatre, which is here on my right-hand side. The Aztec Theatre was built in the year 1926 at a cost of $1.75 million.
Wow.
It was originally a silent black and white movie theater. Today it is a performance venue that hosts many different events and concerts throughout the year. Straight ahead, this bridge that we're about to go underneath, this is the most popular bridge here on the Riverwalk, known as Selena Bridge, after the Tejano superstar Selena Quintanilla. This bridge was featured in the 1997 movie Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez. Beady beady bum bum. Don't know that song?
No, how does it go?
Those are the only words that I know, so I'm about to cut it short right there. Gotta save my voice. All right, here on my right-hand side, this white and red building, that is the Mocara Hotel, which opened in the year 2003. It sits in the old L. Frank Saddlery Company building that was built in the year 1901. By the year 1918, it had become the largest saddle company in the world. They had many notorious customers that bought harnesses, saddles, and tack from them, such as Pancho Villa and Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. Here on my left-hand side, we have the Omni La Mansión del Rio Hotel. This building was built in the year 1853 and was originally home to the St. Mary's School for Boys. That school continued to grow over the years, and by the late 1950s became known as St. Mary's School of Law. In the year 1966, a former St. Mary's law student bought that building and turned it into a luxury-style hotel, in which it remains today. Next up here on my left-hand side, where you guys see the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, that sits on the very bottom floor of a very, very large building. That is the old Nix Hospital building, built in the year 1930. It was one of the first fully functioning medical centers and air-conditioned hospitals in the nation. It was also the birthplace of the likes of movie star Carol Burnett, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, and former San Antonio Mayor Henry Cisneros. Straight ahead, that hotel building directly behind the bridge we're about to go underneath, that is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Built in the year 1981, it provides a passageway linking the Riverwalk to Alamo Plaza. So you can walk right through the Hyatt Regency right up to the front of the Alamo. This 16-story hotel building was designed in such a way that it does not cast a shadow on the Alamo in the setting sun.
Look at the bats. Look at the bats.
Here on my right-hand side, we have the Casino Club building, built in the year 1926, and no, it is not a casino. It was originally a private club for German settlers. Today it contains the Saltgrass Steakhouse on each bottom 2 floors, with the remainder of this building being apartments. The most notable resident to ever live in one of these apartments was the author of the famous book Roots, Alex Haley. If you're looking to move into one of those apartments today, no worries. It's only a 10-year wait list.
Wow.
Kind of seems like a long time to wait for an apartment. All right, so this part of the river we're going through here, if you look on either side, you'll see pretty much nothing but restaurants. This is known as Restaurant Road. Here on my right-hand side, this building is known as the Clifford Building. Built in the year 1891, it was first known as the Riverside Building. In the year 1941, when the Riverwalk was finally completed, the architect and father of the Riverwalk, Robert Hugman, he moved his office into this building in an attempt to show everyone the river was safe from flooding and to encourage other business owners to do the same. This restaurant here on my right-hand side with the colorful umbrellas, this was the first restaurant here on the river level, Casa Rio. It opened its doors in the year 1946.
Wow.
If you like enchiladas, margaritas, chips, and salsa, Casa Rio is a pretty good spot.
That's right.
Straight ahead, that very large hotel building, that's the one we went past when we came out earlier. The one that looks like a bunch of boxes stacked on top of each other.
Yep.
All right, we are now taking a left back into the man-made extension of the Riverwalk where we came out of earlier. So that whole big loop that we just did, that's all the natural river. This is the only man-made section. It was built as part of the 68 World's Fair. And from this area going all the way up to the mall where you guys got on the boat and into the convention center, the river contains a concrete bottom. Yeah, it's all natural. Yes, sir. In between these trees, you're going to see a very tall tower building. That is the Tower of the Americas, built in the year 1968. It stood as the tallest observation tower in the nation until the year 1996, when the Stratosphere was built in Las Vegas. Some features from inside the Tower of the Americas include an observation deck, a revolving restaurant, a bar, a movie theater, and Starbucks. They got one of those way up there at the top for all you coffee lovers.
Nice.
You have to go eat over there if you want to go up there?
What's that?
You have to eat over there?
No, you can just go up there and hang out, go to the bar, or just, what's that? It's either 9 or 10, I believe. All right, I got one last thing to show you guys, and then we'll be getting back to where y'all got on the boat. But straight ahead, that very large sculpture that looks like a lady sitting down holding a white fidget spinner in her hand, that is the newest addition to the San Antonio Riverwalk, known as Stargazer. Stargazer is composed of volcanic rock, and that star in her hand is made of marble. Some people say she's looking to the future. Some people say she's looking to the past. But I think she's just sitting there trying to figure out when it is the next time the Dallas Cowboys are going to finally win another Super Bowl. She's going to be sitting there for a while, huh?
Yeah.
All right, if I could now please get everybody's attention. If y'all would please look around, make sure you're not leaving any of your belongings behind, your cell phone, your keys, your wallet, anything else you might have brought on board with you today.
Hey, chat. This is pretty cool. We're underneath the bridge. All right, which way is it?